According to Donald Trump, BRICS is collapsing. According to him, he warned all countries that whoever joins BRICS, the United States is going to impose sanctions on you. He didn't tell us which countries are leaving BRICS alliance. Now, I made my checks and I realized that there is nothing like that happening. There is no a single country in BRICS that has left the BRICS alliance. So this is pure fabrication. There is nothing like that happening. But by the way, reasons like this, I think, is even going to strengthen the BRICS alliance. Note, the whole purpose of BRICS is because of United States trying to impose their values on everybody. Do AB. If you don't do so, we sanction your country. So because of things like this, that is why people are trying to move away from Uncle Sam global hegemony. After the West and Uncle Sam confiscated Russian foreign assets, over 300 billion US dollars, other countries in the world panicked. They realized that leaving their reserve currency in the United States dollar is not a wise decision, because if they tell you to do ABC and you don't do it, if you don't follow their instructions, obviously they will come after you and they are going to use the dollar as a weapon against you. The United States dollar is a fiat currency. It is not backed by gold or any commodity. It is basically backed up by the military. Typical example is what happened in Libya. One of the main reasons why they decided to take Colonel Muhammad Gaddafi out of Libya is because Colonel Muhammad Gaddafi was trying to create a reserve currency for Africa, meaning all Africans would have ditched the dollar and the France CFA, which they saw it as a threat to their global hegemony. And we all know what happened to Colonel Muhammad Gaddafi. Another typical example is Saddam Hussein. Saddam Hussein at a point refused to trade with the dollar. And we all know what happened to him. And when you look in Libya, when you look in Iraq, America was 100% involved in whatever happened there. The main reason why I am saying that the United States dollar is under massive pressure today is because the main reason why the United States dollar is relevant as the world reserve currency is because of oil. And now we've seen that countries are finding other means to trade with other countries bypassing the dollar. Typical example is Saudi Arabia. Hitting on the like button is very, very important to me. So guys, please hit on the like button, and if you're new to the channel, subscribe. Saudi Arabia is the main reason why the United States dollar is the world reserve currency. I stand to be corrected, but I think somewhere in the 80s, United States convinced Saudi Arabia to start selling their oil in the United States dollar. In exchange, the United States was going to protect Saudi Arabia. So Saudi Arabia accepted this deal and started trading with the United States dollar. Today, when you look across the world, countries have option of trading, oil without using the United States dollar. They are bypassing it. Even Saudi Arabia, who is very, very important when it comes to America dollar reserve, today they are selling their oil to the Chinese, and they are not using the American dollar. They are using the Chinese yen. So even India is also buying oil from the Russians, and they are using their own currency and the Russian ruble. I read an article here some few days ago, and I spoke about India trying to trade with the Russians using the Chinese yen currency. So today countries have found ways and means to trade. Let me help you understand how the current system is working. For example, if Uncle Sam wants to buy anything in Africa here, the only thing Uncle Sam have to do is to go to laboratory and print more money. When they come to Africa here, they are going to buy our resource with nothing but papers. Remember that the dollar, the euro, the pounds, all currencies are nothing but papers and rubbers. It's backed by nothing. It's not backed by gold, oil, or anything. Nothing. So they will just print this money, come here and take our gold, our oil, everything out. Not just in Africa, across the world. So at the end of the day, one country is cheating others. Why can you print papers and call it money and come to my country and buy my resource, but I cannot do the same thing? I cannot reciprocate the same thing. What kind of trade is this? It doesn't make any sense. Because of this system, that is why BRICS exist today. So it is value for value. You want my gold, you have oil. Okay, bring me the oil and take the gold. That is what Colonel Muhammad Gaddafi was doing. So a lot of people wonder how Colonel Muhammad Gaddafi was able to develop Libya at a very short period of time. He was not exchanging his country's resource, mainly oil, for, fiat currencies. He was not doing that. He was exchanging value for value. And that is why when Colonel Muhammad Gaddafi was trying to create the African reserve currency, he was backing up the currency with gold. So after the assassination of Muhammad Gaddafi, where did all the gold go? That is a big question. Sarkozy, I spoke about, Sarkozy here about a week ago. He's arrested in France and in prison. After Colonel Muhammad Gaddafi was unalive, there are a lot of resources they took, which didn't belong to them. A typical example is this gold that I'm talking about, right? So it's all about value for value. It's a win-win situation here. BRICS is not about, one country trying to impose his beliefs and system on others. That is not how the system works. It has got nothing to do with that. I want you to think about this critically. Somebody prints papers, come to Africa here, he calls that paper money, and give these papers to us and take away our valuable items which are non-renewable. When our gold is taken away, it's taken away forever. If our oil is taken away, it's taken away forever. And somebody is exchanging nothing but papers for these resources. Think about it deeply. Think about it critically. The sad reality is, even countries who share border, for example, Ghana and Ivory Coast, we cannot trade with our own currencies. We have to use some foreign currency. No. Think about this deeply. It doesn't make any sense. Do you know that it is possible for us to trade among ourselves without using the Uncle Sam dollar or the euros? It is possible. Let me give you a clear example. Somewhere, I think about 2 years ago, somewhere in 2023, something like that, I covered a story on TikTok where Chinese government suggested to the Nigerian government that they should trade using their own currency. The Chinese government reason was simple, because the Nigerians were buying a lot of stuff from China, and equally the Chinese were buying a lot of stuff. So the main goal here was China can buy whatever they want to buy in Nigeria using the Chinese yuan, and the Nigerians can also buy whatever they want to buy from China using the naira. Think about this carefully. Because these two countries trade among each other, why don't they accept each other's currencies instead of trying to bring in a third party? Now, the point is, every transaction you make using the United States dollar, there is a percentage which goes to the United States. Maybe you don't know this, but every transaction we make, yes, America makes something out of it. So the Chinese were like, it doesn't make sense. Why don't we trade among ourselves? Because you buy from me, I buy from you. So I take your currency, you take my currency. This would have avoided all this inflation problem. When we sleep and wake up every day, oh, the dollar has gone up, the dollar has come down. Today, $1 is more than 1,000 naira. And if the Nigerians, if they had listened to the Chinese and agreed to this deal, they wouldn't care about, dollar going up or down. Do you want me to talk more about BRICS? If you guys love this BRICS content, just type yes in the comment section. Thank you guys once again for watching this video till the end. I love you guys, and your love for this channel is unmatched. I thank each and every one of you here. Shalom. See you guys in the next episode.